Hello there. This is Rajat here from StartupFrat, and today we're going to talk about why your product is useless or irrelevant in your sales process today. Okay, why product features, benefits, and all this objection handling crap that we keep focusing about, and how motivated we are about a product, and how excited we are is the best product in the world for the prospect, etc. Why all of this stuff, old world stuff, is useless in today's times in promoting your product. This is especially true if the product is not owned by you. If you're a commission seller like a network marketer promoting third-party products, property broker promoting third-party properties, if you're a health consultant promoting health supplements, financial consultant promoting mutual funds, insurance, whatever it is, all of this useless motivation stuff, that product, is I truly believe this is right for you, etc. All this excitement, all of this product features and benefits, and all this objection handling crap is totally useless in the today's market. In fact, outside of this forum or community, if you ever hear anybody selling you skills on these areas, then or just motivating you about how to be motivated about the product and all, that they haven't made a single sale in the last 5 to 10 years, because all of these things are more than 10 years outdated. Okay, let's get into the depth of that. Okay, first let me go into this topic called inbound versus outbound marketing. Inbound versus outbound marketing. Okay, before the internet age, the only way to get prospects to know about your business, to get feet into the door, to look at your product or whatever, was to have a decent office in some area of town where there are likely to be prospective customers. So if you were owning a sari store or something, you would have your shop in an area which is known as the sari buying area of the town. If you are owning a travel agency, you would own a store in an area of town that is known as where all the travel agents sit, or where all the chartered accountants sit, or where all the doctors are, dentists sit, or something like that. So having a store in a high traffic area was important, because you were dependent on inbound customers, because customers' feet coming in through the door that will buy your product. Okay, then there is an online version of this. Then things have started happening online, so there is an inbound like online version of this. What is an online version of this? It is setting up these websites and all, and then trying to do Google SEO and write a blog and become a LinkedIn star or something like that, so that your content can be found by people who are looking for it, and then they will come towards you. So it's like focused on inbound marketing. Okay, if you got to write 100 plus blogs in order for your website to become visible. Otherwise, website is not going to become visible. You got to make 100 plus YouTube videos in order for your channel to become monetizable, or for YouTube to start ranking your channel or something like that. On LinkedIn, keep making these LinkedIn posts and stuff like that, so people around you can realize what a great guru you are, or what a hotshot you are. Okay, these are old forms of marketing. They take too long to monetize, and in today's times, all of these engines are glutted, which basically means there is more supply of content than the engine can handle. It's more and more difficult to rank on YouTube and on Google and things like that. And in fact, if you just follow, even if you're an avid consumer of YouTube, you will not be able to find any good content on YouTube if you go to find it, because if you're following more than 10 channels, they're already producing so much of content that you cannot get out of that universe. Yeah, so in these supply based channels, readers and suppliers, which is if you're a supplier or you're a business owner, the distance is increasing. The buyer will never be able to find you. You'll never be able to rank enough, because it just takes too much time. Okay, the second option today is demand generation marketing, which is outbound marketing. Demand generation marketing also used to happen pre-internet era. How did people do it? They would have an employee who would call down a database, or just call down the phone book and ask, hey man, are you interested in this service, etc. Okay, I myself, although I'm from a medical background, I have a medical degree, but I got very, very fascinated with commission selling and the healthcare revolution. So within 2 years of my medical career, I actually quit my hospital job and I went full time into commission selling to learn the skills, because I was deep into the healthcare revolution. I realized if you do not master these skills, then I will never be truly a good part of the healthcare revolution. My very first job was into making calls to people who had home loans. So I would call to home loan databases and say, hey man, do you have a home loan? Yes. How much interest are you paying? Back in those times, there was a 12% interest or whatever. Okay, we'll get refinance for like 11.5. Would you like to change your supplier or bank or whatever it is? And I was working for a DSA that was providing these services to banks. So we'd call down these home loan subscriber databases and try to get a refinance deal or something like that. Okay. So that was outbound, like a person you have in your office that whose only job is to make outbound calls day in and day out, get the leads, kind of get in the leads and stuff like that. Okay. If you're into network marketing, the company expects you to do that job. If you're a financial consultant, you have to do that job. If you're a health consultant making, trying to promote healthcare products, you pretty much have to do that job or find out something. Okay. The online version of this model. Well, the online version of this model is Facebook ads. If you do run Facebook ads, then for a very little money, just swipe your card and like within 30 to 60 days, you can just beat anybody who's trying to do YouTubing for last 10 years. You can beat a 10-year-old YouTuber simply by swiping your card. That is demand generation marketing. Facebook will put your message in front of thousands of people who are already looking for you. If you have a Facebook Business Suite account, you can do all of this market research throughout India by city, by state. Who are the people who are looking for me? I want to focus only on ladies. I want to focus only on gents or whatever it is. You can do all this research. It's all free. Today, the power that an online engine or that a demand generation algorithm like the Facebook Business Suite gives you is like, unheard of. Deafening and relentless power it gives you. Okay. So why is it that your product is irrelevant in the whole thing? The product is irrelevant in the whole thing is because in the outbound form of marketing, where I'm going to reach a potential prospect, interrupt them from what they're doing and pop my ad or give a phone call or something like that, the process of taking a buying decision is very different from inbound, which means when the prospect is already looking for a travel agent and they walk in through the door, that's a different game. What about if a prospect is not looking for a travel agent? Then that's a different game. So the product is largely irrelevant in that. Why is that? It says over here, the product is irrelevant. Your product is irrelevant. Regardless of how excited you are, how motivated you are, regardless of how many calls you make, how much activity you do, and all that is irrelevant. Why? Most people, when you find them on the internet or when you call them or whatever it is, especially if you're calling a cold database, are at grade 0. This is grade 1. Let us say grade 0, unknown. Unknown means they're not thinking about you. They're not interested in your product, service or whatever. They're not thinking in that direction. They're living their life peacefully. Okay. Then you show up in a Facebook ad pop. Okay. The job of the ad is to have them start thinking in this direction. The ad can only do one job. It can't get you a sale. I see a lot of these ads that get 99 rupee sales. I know all of these people, they never make money in the long term. Okay. The sale that is made by a landing page or the sale that is made by an ad is not a real sale. Most people, by the way, the undisclosed truth of the industry, most people lose money 3:1 on that, which means for a prospect to pay me 100 rupees, I have to pay 300 rupees to Facebook. So it's a money losing game. Okay. That's not the real game to be played. The real game to be played is my ad getting people in the door? The ad is going to do 2 or 3 things. Either it's going to get people interested in this area. Okay. Oh my God, I need to make money. This guy is talking about money. Maybe I'm interested in making money. Okay. There is a second thing. It could get an interested person to start exploring, which means if you say, hey man, I know how to make money, this is it. They could also start exploring. If they were already interested, they will start exploring. Okay. The grade 3 is, if they were already exploring, chances are they will not do business with you. They will bookmark your ad or they will watch your webinar or whatever it is, they will visit your website. But they will also start looking around for other people who are also in the same domain because they want to educate themselves about what's happening. Okay. So the job of an ad is to do one of four things. What is the fourth thing? Fourth is that they will be ready to buy. They will be ready to buy. Then you got to push them to buy with you. Right. So they will be ready for action. That is stage 4. So the job of any ad or anything like that, or the job of outbound marketing is to get a customer from unknown to interested, from interested to exploring, for example, or exploring to looking to ready for action. Okay. There are different formats of ads that you have to use for that, but I won't go into that. Any one ad will also do. Any one good ad that you make 2-minute video ad should do the job because it establishes your authority. Okay. So these are the 4 stages. Now let's go very deep into the 4 stages of how the human brain makes the decisions if they were starting from grade zero, if they were unknown, they didn't know you, they were not thinking about making money, becoming healthy, striking that travel deal, go to that summer vacation or whatever it is that you're offering, you know, what is the process of the human brain to take the decision? Between stages 0 and 1, yeah, when you move a person who was unknown using outbound demand generation marketing to, let us say, stage 1 interested, the thing that is going on in their mind is, should they or should they not even waste any more time thinking about it? A person at stage 1 thinks, let us say you're a travel agent, let us say you're a health consultant, let us say you're a make money guy. The first thing that a person is going to think is, that was interesting, I'll look, सोचेंगे इस बारे में, ये सोचेंगे कि सोचना चाहिए या नहीं. I will think about whether I need to think about it or not. Okay, everybody in the world wants to make money, but do I need to think about it? I'm watching my sitcom, I'm watching, Game of Thrones, I'm watching cricket match or whatever it is, I'm busy in my life. Let me think about it later, or whether I need to think about it or not. Okay, that is interest stage. Should they or should they not go in this direction at all or not? That is what they are thinking. They are not ready to buy a product. That is 1% of the population. Second, there are people who may be interested. Okay, there are people who may be interested, but they want to know more about it. They want to know more about it. What do they want to know more about it? I want to know more about how this works. I want to know more about how this works. Or I want to know about what are the different components that make it work. Okay, how this works is something called a vehicle. Every product works on a vehicle, which means mutual fund works on equity compounding, FD works on debt compounding, Bitcoin works on distributed currency. Health, any health product works on either nutrition, it works on circulation, it works on metabolism. There are different reasons for any product to be successful. So prospect has to think about, what is it that the product does. Okay, that is what we call a vehicle. What are the components? What are the different things that are going to happen in here? What am I going to have to do in order to get this result, or whatever it is? Okay, so this is exploring. Third, looking. They have decided they want to think in this direction. They broadly agree with the vehicle, which is, yes, the market is going on and off, job market is very dangerous, I'm in a job, I need to start looking for an alternate income option. They have decided, I need to start looking at an alternate income option. That is, we call this the looking or decision taking stage. The prospect has started looking, the prospect is ready to make a decision. Okay, what are they looking for? They're looking for options. What are the best ways in order to quit my job or build a second line of income? Every option that they look at is a competition also for you. Okay, a lot of times people think that my competition is, let us say you are into network marketing. Okay, a lot of people, if you're, let's say, like an Amway distributor, a lot of people think that Enagic or like some other company, let's say Vestige, is my competition. That is not true. You are in competition with the banks first, because the bank relationship manager is going to call him and say, invest your money in portfolio management services, where we may be able to turn your 20 lakh rupee saving into 50 lakhs. Okay, that's the number one competition. The bank is the number one competition. The second competition is, what are the modalities that your network marketing works on? It works on residual income. So doing a direct business, which is, hey man, my friend is into telecom, he says we can set up a bandwidth company or a server company, we can make money like that. That is your second competition. The vehicle itself is your competition, because there are multiple vehicles. The third competition is every other, imagine you show them the network marketing plan, every other person in the country who represents the same Amway that you do is your direct competition. Your direct competition, because they are the same product. What you say is interesting, Rajat, but you know what? My Mamaji's son's father-in-law is also in the same business. They also showed me the plan 3 months ago. I didn't think about it. But now that you've convinced me, let me go back to them and ask them first before I come back to you. Yeah, direct competition. Then you have indirect competition. Vestige, same company, similar product, doing the same thing or whatever. Okay, there are multiple angles of competition. Every single option that the customer has thought of, and many that the customer has not yet thought of, are your competition. Okay, you got to make friends with your competition, which means you should be the person advising the customer what options they have. Then they are ready for action, RFA, ready for action. At which point, the thing that works is an offer. I mean, let me give you an offer. Let's sign up today itself, whatever it is. Okay. These are the 4 stages. Now, let me walk you through what are the 4 barriers that are going to prevent you from making the sale, even if you emerged at the end of these 4 stages as the number 1 de facto person. They like you, they love you, they respect you, they think you're an authority, and they're like, okay, man, I think what you're saying is right, let's do this. There are 4 barriers you're going to have. The first barrier, budget. Whatever you're asking them to do, they don't have the money to do it. Hey, selling a supplement 2,000 rupees. Hey, I'm not going to spend 2,000 rupees on supplement because I've never before spent 2,000 rupees on any supplement before. Never bought any medicines worth 2,000. Whatever. If they don't have that budget, if they don't have the budgetary capacity, then you're dead in the water. Second, authority. The person who's doing the research is not the person who signs on the check. Especially important for travel agencies, especially important for digital agencies, especially important for services type of businesses. Even important for financial products, guys, even important for network marketing. The person who does the research is not the person who signs on the check or who gives the go ahead to sign on the check. In my household, there are certain things on which I take de facto decision, although my spouse may be doing the research. In certain areas, I do the research, but I don't cut a check, or the check cutting is only done by my spouse. Okay. If you're into services segment, one person may be doing the research, but somebody else has the authority to sign on the check. Okay. So authority, second barrier. Are you talking to the right person all along? Third is urgency. This is interesting. You're the best guy, but why today? Let me think about it tomorrow, day after, 1 week later, 1 month later, whatever. Urgency. The fourth barrier, modality of payment. If you were to make this payment to me, Mr. Prospect, Ms. Prospect, in what form would you pay? Well, our company only pays by check to authorized vendors. So first we'll have to create a PO in your name, for which you'll have to submit some documents. Oh shit, the sale is not going to happen today. Okay, urgency. Modality. What are the modalities you're going to pay? Oh, I could have paid you by check, but my checkbook is not with me. Oh no. I've made the check, but I don't have the time to go and drop it into the Dropbox. Oh my God. Yeah, I have a credit card, but it's lying with my spouse. It's not with me right now. I have a debit card, but the bank has a limit on it. I can't spend more than 100 rupees online. Modality of payment. One of the biggest reasons why deals don't close. Okay, now I've told you how many things. 5 stages of making decisions. Okay, 5 ways in which people do research, 4 ways in which people do research, and the 4 barriers in which the deal can be closed or you may fail to close it. In none of these 5 and 8, 13, none of these 13 points have anything to do with your product. The process of making that decision has nothing to do with your product. The process of making that decision has nothing to do with your product. This is demand generation marketing. Versus if you had your office in the most sought after area in town and somebody walked into your office because they made a decision to go in that direction. They said, okay, let's go to that area of town where you'll find lots of these suppliers. They drove down, they parked their car, and now they're meeting you. In a supply-based environment, or which is called inbound marketing, or persona-based selling or whatever, people come to you in this stage or this stage, and the only difference is how can you show more motivation, how can you be the better, more motivated, intentful seller, or whatever, or what is the best deal or discount you can give them. Okay. In demand generation marketing, none of this stuff comes into the picture. The product, my friend, has nothing to do with the decision-making process. So why is it that you spend 90% of your time either talking about your product or worrying about your product? Why is that? Why is it that you spend 90% of your time trying to be good in the eyes of the customer? Be good in the eyes of, I'm the best person, I am the most intentful, I have the highest intent, I'm going to, this is my previous track record, I am an authority, I have a photo with Prime Minister Narendra Modi, I have a photo with Amitabh Bachchan. Why? Okay, none of this stuff matters in the making of the sale. None of this stuff matters in the making of the sale. Okay? So what is the solution? After 17 years of doing demand generation marketing in 3 different countries and also being part of a big company where I was a director in building and selling a performance marketing company to 200 crores in annual revenue and later selling it for 500 crores in the Silicon Valley, thus bringing hundreds of crores of rupees of foreign exchange and taxes to India. Later creating a digital agency that helps commission sellers just like you go to the market in the shortest time span. We have perfected a model called the lean startup model. We didn't invent it. It was already, there's a book called the lean startup. We adopted all the secrets in that book, digitized them and hyper-focused them to your industry, which is the commission selling industry. In the year 2020, the newspaper Midday has ranked me, which is Dr. Rajat Sinha, as India's only demand generation coach for network marketers, commission sellers, etc. Which means that for your business, I am the only choice. What I'm telling you is the best idea. Over the last 3 years, the StartupFrat community has become the de facto place of choice for top performing network marketing leaders, for the biggest financial advisors and the health advisors and property brokers in this country. If all of this I just showed you interests you, and if you would like to get started, if you'd like to know more about it or probably meet me and ask me some questions, for the last 3 years I've done a weekly webinar every Thursday at 7:30 p.m. where I walk you through the specifics of the lean startup model and how you could implement all of what I just told you in 2 weeks or less, thus becoming a top 1% in your industry, far surpassing whether it's your Upline or other people, other top performers in your company or other companies in your industry. If you'd like to meet me live and explore this model, just go over to startupfrat.club/live. That's startupfrat.club/live and book yourself to meet with me. The meeting starts at 7:30 on Thursdays, but if you appear half an hour early at, let's say, 7 o'clock, I will open up the camera and mic. You can get to ask me any questions. We can have some Q&A and things like that. So what's stopping you? I'm looking forward to meet you next Thursday. Just go over to startupfrat.club/live and make sure to come half an hour early. I look forward to seeing you live. Bye-bye.